have been going back and forth for quite some time now. Morell has been very vocal about wanting to get at David. I'm really looking forward to this fight.
It's so tough to hit him, especially if you're coming off wide. You got to really pinpoint the shots with David. I don't know if Morell has that in him. And I'm a sharpshooter. And David was able to, like, you know, with his length, be able to, like, block a lot of the shots I was throwing as well, too. So, I mean, you really got to set him up with some clean walk-in trap shots.
Pros have revealed their pick for David Benavidez versus David Morell. The boxing world thrives on endless speculation about future matchups, and one bout generating serious buzz is the February 1st, 2025 clash at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. This highly anticipated showdown pits Benavidez against Morell, two standout contenders in the super middleweight division. What makes this fight so captivating? Both fighters bring distinct strengths and styles to the ring, earning them devoted fan bases and elite status. With the date fast approaching, fans and analysts alike are keen to hear the insights of the sport's leading figures. Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev have each weighed in with their insights on the upcoming clash, offering a glimpse into their perspectives. While both champions expressed admiration for the competitors, their comments were laced with subtle nuances, underscoring their appreciation for boxing's inherent unpredictability and the ever-shifting dynamics of the sport. Just a few hours back, Ali Skbak of S News posted a clip on his Instagram. During the interview, they discussed the upcoming showdown between David Benavidez and David Morell, but both Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev appeared reluctant to offer definitive predictions. Bivol, who has previously sparred with Benavidez, admitted that he respects both boxers but declined to declare a definite winner. "I don't wish to fight David Morell," Bivol explained, expressing a more neutral stance on the matter. He acknowledged Morell's talent, though, saying that he had heard great things about the boxer and thought the 11-0 9 KO fighter was a very good fighter. "When the fight happens, I will watch," Bivol added, indicating his interest in seeing how the bout unfolds rather than making an outright prediction. Artur Beterbiev, undefeated at 21-0 with 20 knockouts, chose to remain neutral when asked about the fight's outcome. "I don't know," he responded, sidestepping any predictions. What's evident from both champions' perspectives is that David Benavidez and David Morell present distinctly different obstacles. Benavidez, nicknamed the Monster Bandera Roja, brings relentless offensive pressure, blazing speed, and formidable power, making him a daunting adversary with a well-established reputation. Conversely, Morell, a highly skilled Cuban boxer known for his composed nature and sharp technical acumen, has garnered widespread admiration for his exceptional ring intelligence. From the perspectives of Bivol and Beterbiev, the fight's outcome hinges largely on the fighters' ability to flawlessly implement their strategies when it matters most. Alongside analyzing the Benavidez versus Morell showdown, Bivol and Beterbiev delved into pivotal aspects of their careers and the broader boxing landscape. With a rematch against Artur Beterbiev set for February 22, 2025 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Bivol reflected openly on the hurdles of overcoming defeat and the resilience required to bounce back in the unforgiving world of boxing. "It's not about what happens, it's about how we react to it," Bivol said, reflecting on the mental toughness required to bounce back from setbacks. He also underlined how crucial it is to avoid making excuses, stating that doing so just makes a fighter weaker. "If you find excuses, one excuse, then another one. But if you don't have excuses, you need to work on everything," he said, underscoring the discipline needed to continue improving. The Russian boxer hinted at the potential for a rematch with Canelo Alvarez, even playfully entertaining the thought of a future clash with the undefeated Alexander Usyk in the heavyweight division. Amid speculation about Canelo's next rival, Bivol turned the spotlight on Terence Crawford, praising him as one of his favorite fighters. "He knows how to use his skills," Bivol said, adding that despite the weight and age disparity, the WBO interim world super welter champion would have a strong chance against Canelo because of his boxing style. As the discussion goes on, a number of important questions come up. Will David Morell's technical prowess be overpowered by David Benavidez's constant pressure?
David Benavidez, you sparred him, you know he's great, you're great.
Yeah.
He's fighting David Morell. Who wins that one?
I didn't watch fights of David Morell, but I heard about him a lot, that he's a very good fighter with Cuban boxing school. It's interesting. When this fight will happen, I will watch it.
Okay, if you beat Arthur, then and David wins, you and David. Is that option?
It's possible. We are the same weight class, of course, but I don't want to think about anybody.
True. Benavidez or Bivol, who wins? Benavidez and Morell.
The other day you were in England with Roy Jones. You was praying with him. How was that? That was a very beautiful moment to see him just shooting up.
Как дела? Нормально.
Demetrius Andrade raises doubts about whether WBA regular light heavyweight champion David Morell has the reach to penetrate David Benavidez's defense. During their fight last year, Andrade struggled to penetrate Benavidez's guard, hindered by the latter's long reach. The bout ended in the 6th round, with Andrade overwhelmed by Benavidez's imposing size, a physical advantage that proved insurmountable. Morell boasts a significantly longer reach than Benavidez, 78 inches to Benavidez's 74, giving him an advantage that Andrade lacked. Demetrius Andrade, who began his professional journey at 154 pounds, only transitioned to the 168-pound division in 2023. Before his bout with Benavidez, he had competed just once at that weight, securing a win against Demond Nicholson. Andrade appeared to have issues with Benavidez's youth, weight, and reach. Like a cruiserweight or light heavyweight against a middleweight, he appeared much heavier. Because he was a big, strong guy, he was able to absorb it. He weighed a lot heavier than me, said Demetrius Andrade to Fight Hub TV about his loss to David Benavidez on November 25, 2023. He added, after that fight Benavidez versus Alexander Gvozdyk at 175, he said, I can still make 168, because he felt the weight difference. Benavidez couldn't do what he can do when he's not the weight guy. Andrade said, now he's in a good matchup against David Morell. It's two guys the same size. I think David Morell is talented. I don't know if he has the experience to actually beat David. Morell is a big kid. He has decent speed, but he's a little wild with his punches. That comes with experience, of course. Benavidez struggled in his 175-pound debut against Alexander Gvozdyk on June 15th of last year, being outclassed in every round by the stronger opponent. His punches lacked the usual force at the higher weight, and he narrowly escaped with a decision victory. Had Gv been a more well-known fighter, his sharper and more effective punches likely would have earned him the win. Andrade, David has long arms. Morell is bigger than me. When you're throwing punches at Benavidez, his arms are so long that it's tough to hit him. You have to pinpoint your shots against him. I don't know if Morell has that in him. I'm a sharpshooter, and David was able with his length to block a lot of the shots from me. So you've got to set him up with some clean, walking trap shots. According to Jose Benavidez Sr., his son, the Mexican monster, David Benavidez, will face WBA regular light heavyweight champion David Morell on February 1st, with everything to lose and nothing to gain. You might ask why Benavidez would risk so much by stepping into the ring with Morell. According to Jose Benavidez Sr., they took on the challenge to demonstrate to fans that they are the top contenders at 175, just as they proved themselves when they ruled at 168. Both the networks and the fans were eager to see the Benavidez-Morell showdown, and this high-stakes bout became a necessity, as the other potential matchups, like facing Joshua Buatsi, were just as challenging. The plan of Team Benavidez, the Mexican monster, is to make history and be the best in the division. We're here to give the fans what they want to see, said Jose Benavidez Sr. to YSM Sports Media. Of course, we want the big fights. The Canelo fight, the Beterbiev fight, the Bivol fight, and the Ramirez fight. I believe we have to keep showing and give the fans what they want to see. We just gotta keep active. We want to be known as the fighters that never ducked nobody or never ran from nobody. We're here to deliver the fights that fans want to see. I believe this is a tough fight that the fans want to see, said Benavidez Sr. He added, we have everything to lose and nothing to gain. Jose Sr. is mistaken to believe that he will not gain anything from fighting Morell. Fans will applaud Benavidez, and his popularity will rise as a result of this battle. When we win this fight, I guarantee you that people are going to say, oh, we knew David Morell was not ready. We got to keep testing ourselves. We got to give the fans what they wanted to make history, and we keep learning, said Benavidez Sr. The last quarter of 2024 marked a thrilling chapter for boxing, crowned by the unforgettable October showdown between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. As 2025 begins, the sport is poised to carry that momentum forward, with David Benavidez gearing up to challenge David Morell in a battle that has fans buzzing. The excitement reaches a fever pitch as legendary 5-division champion Floyd Mayweather fuels anticipation for the highly awaited February 1st event. Benavidez capped off an outstanding 2023, by overcoming Caleb Plant and Demetrius Andrade, yet he was unable to land a fight with Canelo Alvarez. In pursuit of advancing his career, he made a strategic move to the light heavyweight division, where he faced Alexander Gvozdyk. While his performance didn't quite match his previous standards, he nonetheless secured a unanimous decision win, earning the interim title. Initially, he was slated to challenge the winner of the Bivol vs. Beterbiev bout, but with a rematch now on the horizon, Benavidez opted for the next major challenge. At 26, the left-handed fighter had held the secondary WBA super middleweight title for several years before opting to move up to the light heavyweight division in August, following in Benavidez's footsteps. His debut in the new weight class mirrored Benavidez's first outing, underwhelming, as he earned a unanimous decision victory over Radivje Kalajdzic. The fighter who emerges victorious from this bout will strengthen their case for a future showdown with the winner of the Beterbiev vs. Bivol rematch, if that match happens. Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather took to his Instagram story today to declare the best card of 2025 while sharing the event's poster. Additionally, Floyd Mayweather posted a picture with the remark, "Exciting boxing to start the new year off." However, aside from Benavidez and Morell in the main event, who else is on the card? The undercard promises to deliver excitement on par with the main event. Stephen Fulton and Brandon Figueroa are set to reignite their fierce rivalry for the WBC featherweight title. Their first encounter in 2021 saw Fulton narrowly secure a majority decision. Since then, Fulton has bounced back from a defeat to Naoya Inoue, while Figueroa recently snatched the title with a victory over Mark Magsayo. But wait, there's more. Isaac Cruz will square off against Angel Fierro in a lightweight clash, with both fighters eager to bounce back from recent setbacks. Kicking off the pay-per-view event, Jesus Ramos Jr. will face former unified junior middleweight champion Jason Rosario. Ramos, determined to rebound, takes on the seasoned Rosario in a crucial battle that pits youth against experience. The year 2025 is kicking off with a bang in the boxing world as fierce contenders step into the ring. The big question is, who will emerge victorious? Can David Benavidez overcome Morell and claim a shot at the title? Or will Morell prove to be too formidable for David at the 175-pound mark? As the eagerly awaited showdown between David Benavidez and David Morell approaches, Jaime Munguia predicts an exciting battle between two elite fighters in the 175-pound division. Munguia believes Benavidez, who has a great deal of expertise, will defeat Morell in spite of the Cuban's danger. Munguia told Fight Hub TV, "I think it will undoubtedly be a very good fight. I think Benavidez should win because of his experience. He has much more experience than Morell, so I think he is a stronger fighter, but Morell is also a very good fighter, so without a doubt it will be a big fight." Well, they are in the same company, they know each other. It seems like a very exciting fight to me. Well, let's see. In the lead-up to his December 14th showdown with Frenchman Bruno Surace in Tijuana, Munguia is training relentlessly. This upcoming fight will mark his fourth in 2024. He added, "I believe that after each preparation for each fight you always learn. We are going to try to do much better for this fight, have a great experience, without a doubt leave with our arms raised for the knockout, and then give a great show to all my people in Tijuana. I think it was undoubtedly a great fight. I have had a lot of support in Arizona, and I'm grateful to all the people of Arizona who have been supporting us. So I think Tijuana is not going to be the exception, and it is going to be a very nice night." Shawn Porter, a former WBC welterweight champion, believes that David Benavidez and David Morell will fight evenly. In an interview with Fight Hub TV, Porter expressed his admiration for the fight. Porter said, "That's a 50-50 fight right there. If anything at all, 55-45 for Benavidez. I love everything about the fight, and the thing I feel that Benavidez has over Morell is experience and true strength. Both of those guys are big guys, but I think they are going to be more of the natural 175-pounders. Porter further emphasized Benavidez's impeccable 29-0 record, with 24 knockouts, highlighting the fighter's wealth of experience as a potential edge for the Arizona native in the upcoming bout. He added, "When you've had that experience of having resistance at different points in the fight, it's nothing new to you. Morell has not had resistance. His fight with Hot Rod Kalajdzic, that was a different kind of resistance. That was the resistance of somebody staying away from you." He further mentioned, "You know what I mean? Benavidez can bang with him. He's just as fast. He can box with him. And that sort of resistance, it plays a mental game with you. And it becomes a motor roller coaster ride. David's been on that ride. Morell hasn't. Well, let me say, Benavidez has been on that ride." Porter cautioned Benavidez about the height and size of the 11-0 Morell. Porter responded, I could see 8-9 rounds before something like that could happen to Morell, when asked if he believes Benavidez will dominate the fight the way he did against Demetrius Andrade in June of last year. Because everyone is smaller than Morell. He's taller than everybody else. He's fast, just as fast as everybody else. Probably stronger than everybody else. So, I mean, the resistance of both ends is a beautiful fight. Leonard Ellerbe, speaking to Fight Hub TV on behalf of PBC, addressed the eagerly anticipated showdown between David Benavidez and David Morell. With the official announcement now made, Ellerbe emphasized that neither fighter should expect an easy night when the bell rings. He added, "Terrific matchup. These two have been going back and forth for quite some time now. Morell has been very, very vocal about wanting to get at David. Fans are going to get exactly what they want. Two young guys going at it in their prime, and this is really what it's all about." Ellerbe expressed that the matchup was exactly what fans wanted. Two top competitors in the same division delivering an exciting fight. He described the upcoming bout as a 50-50 fight, acknowledging that some might question his perspective. He explained that Benavidez had demonstrated a lot over the years, while Morell had shown glimpses of his potential.
This is what you want. This is what you want. Two top guys in the same division, giving the fans exactly what they want to see. And I think that it's going to be a war. In my eyes, I see it as a 50-50 fight. And I know some might say, well, why do you think it's a 50-50 fight? Because, one, we know we've definitely seen a lot from Benavidez over the years. When it comes to Morell, we've seen, spots of him. But I really, really know what he brings to the table. And that's why I think this is going to be a tough fight for both guys.
However, Ellerbe emphasized that he was well aware of Morell's capabilities, which is why he believed it would be a challenging fight for both fighters. He expressed, "He's a great Cuban fighter from that system. He can fight his butt off. He's a very good boxer, very heavy-handed, and I think that's something Benavidez is going to have to be aware of, especially early in the fight. It's going to come down to really who can take the best shot. Will David be able to inflict the kind of damage that will be able to slow that locomotive down in David Morell? Will the other guy be able to take his shot?" Coach Greg Hackett believes that David Benavidez will leverage his experience and powerful body punches to overcome David Morell. Hackett predicts the fight will be competitive for the first 5 rounds, with Morell performing well early on. However, he anticipates that Benavidez will gradually take control, wearing Morell down and delivering significant damage. Like many others, Hackett believes that Benavidez's professional expertise is too great for 26-year-old Morell to handle. While Morell has faced more accomplished opponents in the amateurs than Benavidez has encountered in the pros, he lacks the extensive experience of competing in longer bouts. In his 5-year career, only 3 of Morell's fights have stretched into the 12th round. He tried to smack him with his belt. "That was crazy," said Greg Hackett to YSM Sports Media about how David Morell attempted to hit David Benavidez with his WBA belt after he shoved him at their media workout. He added, "They know each other is a threat, and there's a lot riding on it. They both have something to prove because they're in a new weight class. Some people like Morell, and some like Benavidez. You always know this is a high-intensity fight because your trainers are turned up in camp." Hackett suggested that fans should expect an intense and action-packed fight, with Morell attempting to use all his tricks and Benavidez focusing on body shots and delivering powerful blows. He opined that the fight might be happening a bit too soon for Morell and confidently expressed his belief that Benavidez would win. Hackett described Benavidez as the more experienced, tougher, and battle-tested fighter. Targeting Morell's body won't be a simple task for Benavidez, as his elusive movement and powerful left hand pose a constant threat. While the Mexican monster will likely aim for the body, he could regret it if he gets caught by one of Morell's strikes. Morell is going to look good in the first 5, maybe the first 3 before I see it take a turn, but I say the first 5, he's going to look good. Then Benavidez is going to start to look more and more looking scary. It's going to start getting dark. It's going to be one of those dark beatings, said Hackett. Morell dominated the early rounds of his August 3rd clash with Hot Rod Radovoje Kalides, showcasing his peak performance. However, as the fight progressed, he appeared to lose some steam in the later rounds. Despite this, Morell continued to land with power, even in the championship rounds. Kalides, on the other hand, relied heavily on clinching, which spared him from absorbing more damaging blows in the final stages. Benavidez's defense is his offense, and he doesn't hold. Morell can deal a lot of damage to that kind of opponent, and if Benavidez is sloppy, he could possibly knock him out. The victor of this match is unlikely to stand a chance against Artur Beterbiev, much less Dmitry Bivol, in the light heavyweight division. Even though Bivol and Beterbiev are approaching their 40s, fans still believe neither Morell nor Benavidez stands a chance against the two Russians. Ideally, the match should have taken place at super middleweight, with the victor eventually facing Canelo Alvarez in a major showdown in Las Vegas. Subsequently, the victor at 168 would meet Canelo in a catchweight bout against the winner of the Bivol second clash, potentially set at 170 pounds, to crown the top fighter among the five. The financial aspect likely isn't a major deciding factor in any of these bouts, as Turki Alalshik has the resources to support all parties involved. However, fans were eager to witness another clash between Canelo and Bivol, or perhaps a rematch with Morell or Benavidez. On top of that, the prospect of Beterbiev facing any of these three American fighters added even more excitement. The response to the original question might be tied to the interests of Mexico's Saul Canelo Alvarez. It's well known that both Morell and Benavidez, during their time in the super middleweight division, made persistent calls to Canelo and his camp, seeking to secure a fight that still holds considerable appeal for true boxing fans. For a period, both fighters were designated as mandatory challengers to Alvarez.
I think he's getting put into a corner now where he's running out of excuses. He said that the only thing I bring is 25 extra pounds and I'm not worth nothing, but he's asking 200 million and now he's gonna fight me in the same night. This shit's just stupid, bro. Like, just tell the people you don't want to fight me.
Do you think his hunger is dissipating? You know,
I don't know. I can't talk to you about what his hunger is or how his training is or how he feels. I can only speak to you about myself, but for me, it looks like fear. It looks like fear, like he's scared of me.
From a different perspective, Munguia's overwhelming loss to Suraj introduced yet another hurdle to the carefully laid plans of those who pull the strings in the world of boxing. The Frenchman's performance suggested that Jaime Munguia might not be the fighter he appeared to be, casting doubt on Canelo's ability to defeat him so decisively. Now, Canelo Alvarez is left with a challenge to resolve, even within the super middleweight division. When boxing enthusiasts set aside the desire to witness the best face-off against each other, money stepped in, ensuring that showdown never materialized. To make matters worse, fans were led to believe that the bouts they were served were top tier. As if that wasn't enough, the rise of interim champions further muddied the waters. Today, a typical fan cares less about the rankings in each division, and more about seeing the current star raking in victories and millions. Boxing still offers thrilling bouts and exceptional matches across all weight divisions. The key is for each fighter to earn their rightful position, just as it was done in the past. When the fans get the match they've been eagerly waiting for, success is almost guaranteed. While it's clear that athletes deserve their earnings, they must approach their journey with the respect the sport demands. It's not just about the title, it's about honoring those who have sacrificed everything to claim it. We're not suggesting that this isn't a business-driven sport. It has always been from the start. However, if we don't stay vigilant and maintain its integrity, the noble art of boxing could devolve into little more than a marketplace, where money buys influence and privilege. Morell and Benavidez are now set to square off at a weight that aligns with where their careers should have ideally concluded.
He's scared.
Benavidez! He's not confident, Benavidez. El monstruo! Let's get it. That's all for show. That's all for show. Easy work, baby.
Okay, first.
All right, guys, start with the cameras.
There, let's go.
Right here together, guys. Come on, guys. Right here together, guys. Right here, guys. TV's in the back.
Put your belt down, bro.
Acá, Benavidez. Acá, de este lado.
All right, guys, stay like that. We do.
So, that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos.